Welcome to our look back at Acceleration 14. Acceleration 14 travelled across Europe, starting in Portimão in southern Portugal, then to Navarra in Spain, Germany's Eifel region, the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza in Italy, and the Dutch town of Assen with its legendary TT circuit all played host to Acceleration 14. These unique events combine spectacular racing with music from the 80s and 90s.
The show is so good and people go back and talk about it.
And the best DJs in the business. Sunday morning at the Portimão circuit in Portugal, Acceleration 2014's first race meeting. The fans are in place and they're as anxious as the drivers for the action to begin. So here we go with the legends. Again, the rolling start. This time it's Emil Andersson's yellow-sided car on pole position. Right behind him, John Patterson goes to the inside looking for the lead. This is looking back from Daniel Campos Hull, our race one winner. He's going the long way round the outside. Is that going to work? Oh, he's third, he's second. He's second. That's the leader's view. So the leader is John Patterson, but Daniel Campos Hull squeezes by. Look at the group squabbling behind as they climb the hill. The second race of the weekend on Saturday was won by David Kajaya, so he and Campos Hull one win apiece. Dropping down the order, Konstantin Koliashvili, the second of the Georgian drivers. John Mickle at the back of the group. And we're looking back at Nicky Meredith getting very close. See the Nerf bars, the bumpers on the front and the back of the cars, just to avoid bits of bodywork getting hooked in. Race leader is John Patterson, down the straight, hugging the pit wall on the right-hand side. He's got the inside line. Oh, has he? No, he comes off line and down the inside goes Nicky Meredith. And Adrian Campos Hull goes by the both of them from the outside line. That's what he tried in the first run. Didn't work, but on the second time in the first corner, he gets through. So he is now our race leader. Nicky Meredith again, right behind him up the hill, pushing. Look, absolutely touching as he accelerates hard. These 37 Chevy Coupe 5/8 replica bodies. The driver sits well back, almost over the rear axle. The car is so short. Half the size of a 1930s car means it's not very large at all. Campos Hull just holding off Nicky Meredith. Here's the battle behind. This is a four-way squabble for third place. We saw John Patterson, our camera car, was in there. Number 10, Carlos Gonzalez, just squeezed by him. Nicky Meredith is close but no cigar. Disappointing lack of speed from Ferry Monster's green car at the back of the field. Very different from what he's used to racing in the Supercar Challenge in the Netherlands. Yellow car for Emil Andersson. And once more, Carlos Gonzalez in front of us as we ride with John Patterson. We've got a little breakaway catching the leaders. Nicky Meredith again giving Daniel Campos Hull the hurry up. Oh, just gets it stopped into the hairpin, and you can see the next pair coming up. That's David Kajaya and James Holman. And there's Holman in fourth place, chasing the Georgian driver with that dark bluey purple colour on his car. And if this battle continues to rage, the pursuing pair, if they keep their noses clean, will be quicker and will catch them. John Patterson, Scott, just overcooks it under braking. When again, Nicky Meredith manages to get the run on Daniel Campos Hull down the straight, takes the lead. There's no use taking it there, you've got to have it before the finish line, not after. Looking back from Campos Hull's camera, again you can see the elevation changes as they rise and fall. At the checkered flag though, Campos Hull has got his nose in front at the line. Spectacular action as ever from the legends. Fast, exciting, close racing, and that was true wherever they went. This is the Nürburgring, the home of the German Grand Prix. James Holman, the man on pole position. Fredrik Nymark, newcomer to the championship this weekend, starts on the outside of the front row. The number 51 machine swallowed at the start though. There is number 15, that's Luca Bettini, another newcomer. But it's the green-sided 53, Nicky Meredith, who took the lead from James Holman. Holman now trying to get back inside as they work their way through the first couple of corners of the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit. 3 wide behind. Davide Kajaya getting in on the action. Looking back from Gianmaria Gabbiani. Now he's new this weekend as well, also racing in the BMW V6 pickups. So he's got a really busy weekend. He's going to get a lot of track time here at the Nürburgring. There's another newcomer, Joris Schouten. Schouten, one of a host of Dutch drivers. And the early lead for the number 53 car, Nicky Meredith. It's very difficult to get away in these machines because they're all identical. They're not exactly aerodynamic, as you can see. The upright look of a 1930s Ford. And that means that getting away is tough because you can easily slipstream. And this Nürburgring circuit, very long, very quick.
Well, for me, this is my first time here. I think it's your first time here as well. The track's amazing, very fast, and a legend. Most of the corners are third, fourth gear, so quite quick. Love the track. So hopefully we can push and get away, make a bit of air between us and everybody else, and then fight out for the race win.
And then they sweep round. Kajaya runs out wide. Nicky Meredith 53 coming back alongside. All these cars with 1250cc Yamaha motorcycle engines, 5-speed sequential gearbox, produce 136 horsepower at a screaming 10,000 RPM. And they really sound like they go. Weigh just over 500 kilos. That's about a quarter of the weight of a modern Mini on the road. Now look at Nicky Meredith, tucked right up behind Davide Kajaya, using the slipstream up to the final chicane. Looks to go the long way round. But just as soon as he pulls out of the slipstream, the car immediately starts to slow down. There's no extra advantage. Gianmaria Gabbiani rides the curbs out of the final corner, and now James Holman very close indeed to Joris Schouten. So the battle for fourth place on the straight. He's up behind Schouten. I think he just bumped him there with the little Nerf bars. Absolutely identical speed. He's going to have to pull out right to the last minute. And there's Konstantin Kolashvili, another Georgian driver, right behind Gianmaria Gabbiani as they battle for 6th and 7th. And still the leaders are hard at it. You can hear James Holman working his way up the sequential gearbox. Not close enough to these guys yet though. Gabbiani keeps his nose in front of Kolashvili. Georgian driver getting a little loose on turn-in, rides the curbs. Car's not too keen on that. And still wheel to wheel these two. Nicky Meredith, 53, and 47 Davide Kajaya. Again, you can see the 48 car, Kolashvili, just weaving around. Have to play with the power and the grip in these machines. It's old-fashioned style racing. And now, battle on for second place as Nicky Meredith tries to get back on terms with 51. And that is Fredrik Nymark, the Dane. And James Holman's lost a lot of ground somewhere. He's had an incident. He's about half a lap behind them now. Well, as they come down on the last lap into the final corner, Nicky Meredith shaping up for a death or glory move. Overcooks it horribly into the first turn. Davide Kajaya just let him go, and through slips Fredrik Nymark as well. And that, I'm afraid, might be the last chance for Nicky Meredith. Yeah, look how far back he has dropped. Lead is now rushing around the second part of the lap. Final challenge from Fredrik Nymark. Can't use the slipstream to his advantage. Davide Kajaya in 47, hanging on well in front of the last lap. Not the best place to be, but he's dealt with it. Into the final corner, and the checkered flag awaits him. It is going to be victory for David Kajaya. Kajaya from Georgia, fast, consistent and a regular race winner. But he still has the title to tie up in the season finale. Assen in Holland and the cars heading out onto the grid for our Legends Super Cup encounter. And in this race, it will be pole position for first-time driver Frederik Kornek. And on the right-hand side of your picture, a good run from the line. Ferry Monster knows this track very well, the Dutch driver. He takes the lead in the number 5 machine. Everyone else in second place. Poleman drifts out very wide. He'll drop down maybe to 4th or 5th position. Right behind Ferry Monster, the green car, number 7, Joris Schouten. Joris Schouten with a good start from 3rd on the grid, up into 2nd place. The jostling pack, there's your poleman, and up the inside, points leader David Kajaya. The Georgian driver has been a mighty force in the Legends this season. Along with Konstantin Kolyashvili, his compatriot, done all the races. These buzzing 1200cc motorcycle engines, 3/5 scale races. Real handful in any conditions. Ferry Monster starting to pull away fast now. Joris Schouten in 2nd place with the green highlights on his car. Ferry Monster also racing in the Supercar Challenge this weekend. Lots of track time up the inside. A looping spin from Art-Jan Ringelberg. Oh, and he's not the only one. There's the poleman facing the wrong way as well, Frederik Kornek. Looks like they'll both rejoin. Ringelberg chastened at the back of the field behind Kornek. Battle for 3rd place. On the inside, Claude Waynet. And just holding it all together on the outside, David Kajaya. Well, he held 4th place, but I think he's just about to lose it as Ferry Monster pulls away out front. Joris Schouten in 2nd place. And the real battle is on for 3rd now. Claude Waynet in 3rd place. There is Konstantin Kolyashvili. Oh, and another looping spin from Frederik Kornek. I wonder if he's got a little bit of long-term problems. These cars can be quite a handful to handle, very different from anything else you'll race. Oh, and Ferry Monster, I think's in trouble. He is! The leader loops it around. And he will drop down the order. Through goes Joris Schouten. And Ferry Monster drops to the back of the pack. Goodness me. Well, it's very different from the front-wheel drive Seat that he normally races. Oh, Mike Barton right up behind us. This is all part of the reason why drivers love these machines. They're lively, they're exciting to race, and you can really run wheel to wheel. So the race leader is Joris Schouten. Mike Barton right behind, and then 47, that's David Kajaya. Remarkable recovery from Ferry Monster, leading the field now as we get towards the closing stages of this race. And one of the great things about these cars is that they punch such a big hole in the air, you're never too far behind to catch up. He's got David Kajaya right behind him. Kajaya looking to the inside as they come into Osnabrücken for the final time. So this could go either way. Ferry Monster, after looping it around and losing the lead early in the race, fantastic tigering drive to come back within the last couple of minutes of the checkered flag and have the race lead. Still could go any way of 3 ways for victory. Kajaya pushing hard. Right behind is Mike Barton with the dark colours on the car. He looks to the inside of the Georgian driver and squeezes through for 2nd. And they're not alone. Joris Schouten still perhaps in the hunt. Fast run now, back towards the final chicane. This is absolutely flat out stuff in these Legends cars. Bravery required, wheel to wheel. And the Georgian trying to get back into 2nd place. He does it. Great move from David Kajaya. Goes back by Mike Barton. And Barton having a last lap lunge into the Gerd Timmer chicane. Absolutely classic Assen stuff It is going to be victory for Ferry Monster. Barton in second in a drag race for the line. Kajaya or Schouten. It is Kajaya by a fraction in third and Schouten in fourth. Wow. Ferry Monster, the race winner there, but David Kajaya, our 2014 champion. Next up, it's the super fast FA1 series. The FA1 single-seaters, the power and the glory of acceleration. 500 brake horsepower, noise and excitement. Nigel Melker on pole position here in Navarra in Spain. Championship leader Mirko Bortolotti lines up in third as they get away in beautiful conditions. On-board camera there with Armando Parent. Past him, Sergio Campana, Rodolfo Gonzalez. Dennis Lin trying to sneak through as well. Not a great start for Parent. On-board camera now with Rodolfo Gonzalez. The Venezuela is in third. Mirko Bortolotti has the lead, as we see from poleman Nigel Melker. Looking forward at the Italian that won both races first time out in Portimao. So Team Italia going strongly from the start as well. A little further back, Armando Parent behind the number 10 car of Oliver Campos. Rodolfo Gonzalez for Venezuela in third place. Now can he insinuate himself in the battle in front with Melker? Chasing Bortolotti. Looking to go around the outside. Bortolotti has that covered but locks up the Italian. Runs a little wide. Through goes Nigel Melker. That's a change for the lead. Melker back in front after just half a lap here in Navarra, and right behind is Rodolfo Gonzalez. That's Bortolotti in front of us. And Armando Parent. Parent not the most experienced in these big single seaters, and that shows as he locks it up under braking as well. Loses another couple of places. Parent is 25 years old. Mirko Bortolotti in the Team Italia entry, run by Piercarlo Ghinzani's all-Italian outfit. And Bortolotti having a very strong run here, chasing Nigel Melker. Well, the Team Netherlands driver thought he could have had pole position both races. Last time in Portimao, at least he started this first one on pole. There is the Team China entry. Armando Parent, been on board with him during the races. And there's Balthasar of Germany. Sebastian Balthasar started from the pit lane, didn't set a qualifying time, and he'll be forced to start from the pit lane in the second race of the weekend as well. Major setback, but he is halfway up the order as Nigel Melker leads them to the checkered flag. Held the lead throughout the race. Mirko Bortolotti in second, just ahead of Richard Gonda as they drag race to the line. But it's the first win of the season for Team Netherlands and Nigel Melker. Victory for Melker meant the championship was shaping up nicely. Mirko Bortolotti still with the points lead, and those two would be locked in a man-to-man battle throughout the year. Let's pick up the action now at Germany's Nürburgring. Nigel Melker on pole position, the Netherlands car. Francis Newboy, Alessio Picariello second, right in front of us, Sergio Campana. Too much wheel spin for Campana in the Portugal car. We're on board with Picariello, the French car, alongside Melker. 3 wide as we see it from Richard Gonda, who's made a good start. Down into the right-handed first corner, Melker to our left, the red car. That's Mirko Bortolotti. We're on board with the Italian, just avoids the stack of tyres. And somehow he's come out in second behind the French car. This is the battle then for third. Nigel Melker on the right, the pole man. We're with Richard Gonda, started in 5th place in the Slovakia team car. And he's in 4th spot as Melker held the inside line. On board then in 2nd place with Mirko Bortolotti, winner of the first 2 races in Portimao in Portugal. Championship leader by just 2 points coming in here. Down to the bottom hairpin they go. Alessio Picariello in the Team France car leads. Couple of car lengths ahead of the red machine, Mirko Bortolotti. Nigel Melker third with the yellow helmet. But it's Bortolotti, the man who's challenging. Climbing up to the chicane, Picariello in the lead for Team France. On board with Bortolotti, see the French car slide wide over the curbs, loses ground. Maybe not quite enough grip in his cold tyres for what he was hoping. And Bortolotti looking for the lead of the race. Sends it to the outside now. Can he go around the French car? Yes, he can. There's contact. Bortolotti spins. Well, he really laid it on the line there.
I overtook him on the outside in the chicane, but I was quite surprised because suddenly a car crashed into me. So basically he just crashed into me. And that's not the finest way to be racing, to be honest.
Mirko Bortolotti right at the back though. In 10th place is Nigel Melker with a yellow helmet, the white and black car, red highlights. He and Alessio Picariello both run by the Azerty team. Team France leads though from Team Netherlands, Slovakia third, and in the pits Sergio Campana. What a wretched time he's having with car failures, looks like he's out. A great lunge down the inside from Richard Gonda. He takes second place away from Nigel Melker. Team Slovakia from 5th on the grid, second now to Team France. There's Nigel Melker for Team Netherlands. And another great performance from Richard Gonda, just 20 years old, the Slovakian driver. Sebastian Balthazar, looks like he's pulled off. And Gonda looking to the inside of the Team France entry, lock up there. Oh, and a huge hole in the tyre. That's a massive flat spot. Going to cause a lot of vibrations for Picariello. Mirko Bortolotti now challenging for 9th place. That's the Team China entry of Olivier Campos. He's got a good run going, but he's going to have to work hard for this. No push to pass, no overboost on these cars. It's all about driver expertise, and it looked as though he'd made that move stick. Another big lockup. And running wide, Richard Gonda.
I don't have really expectation because I never did a race with pit stop. So my goal is to learn as much as I can. And if it's possible, finish at least on podium.
Well, up the hill now comes France, and the battle is for second. Nigel Melker having a lunge from the inside. Can't get through, no. Overshoots the chicane, and he'll have to give that place back. Here's the Azerty team, and here is our race leader. Oh, they've waved him through. What's been going on? So Team France came into its pit, and the reason is that the tyres were ready for Dennis Lind in the Team Venezuela car, also run by Azerty, and you can't put somebody else's tyres on a different car. Well, that is a real handicap, massive loss of time. Lind is out of the pits for Venezuela, but a massive loss of time for the race leader, Alessio Picariello. Now he's got to try and put that behind him. Now get back into the pits. The teams are working on the pressures, make sure everything is correct. And that's the Venezuela car smoking after the pit stop. In comes Richard Gonda. So this is Slovakia. Clips somebody else's pit marker. Oh, he's overshot! It was his team's marker. Oh, and Venezuela is off. Nigel Melker is in. Gonda, major error. Overshot the Team Ginzani pit lane.
I did a very bad pit stop. I missed our guys, and it's not so good, but that's something I need to learn a little bit more from these races. It's completely new for me, but I feel quite happy. The race pace was very good, start was also very good. I gained some positions in the first lap, and after that managed to overtake Nigel, so it was the key moment, I think.
In now, again comes Team France to Azerty, changing those two fronts. No surprise given the flat spots. Oh, and Jimmy Eriksson's overshot as well. Another driver error in the pit lane. Right, deep breaths, everyone. Here comes Mirko Bortolotti. Rear tyres going on the Italian's car. He didn't have his foot on the brake properly. That was a slower stop than he needed as well. But somehow they've got him back out in second place. Richard Gonda of Slovakia third, but it's Nigel Melker who now has the lead and claims victory. Race 1 at the Nürburgring. Well, pit stop chaos and confusion really decided that race. Nigel Melker and Mirko Bortolotti still are championship hopefuls. Autodromo Nazionale di Monza ready for the start of the second FA1 race of the weekend. And it's Sergio Campana for Portugal on pole as they get away. Not a great start from the Swedish car that was on pole for race 1. Campana with Nigel Melker. This is Richard Gonda going around the outside on the run down to the Variante at the first corner. And through goes Nigel Melker. Campana runs a little wide, but it looks like he's going to hang on to second place. Mirko Bortolotti was third on the grid. Felix Rosenqvist in fourth. So your race leader That is Nigel Melker, and a very impressive run up through the field by the Team Sweden car. Felix Rosenqvist in second place at the Roggia. So there's Netherlands, Nigel Melker, just a little behind in the Team France car. Alessio Picariello, and with Richard Gonda rushing down to Ascari. Gonda in fourth place just there. A little behind him. This is Stein Scott-Orst in the Team China car. Going by Mirko Bortolotti. Great move by Picariello in the French car. He picks up a spot from the Italian. Lots of jockeying for position here. Look at the battle for second place shaping up. Defensive from Felix Rosenqvist. As into the pits comes Mirko Bortolotti, the championship leader, with problems here at Monza in race 2. Wow. Maybe contact with somebody. New nose, yes.
It's a mistake because he's arrived really long in the braking, it touches another car, it destroys the front wing. In this situation, when the race is short, it's not a long race. When you have a contact like this, the race is going.
Nigel Melker trying to clear off now and give himself a margin before the pit stops. Car weaving around under braking, ultra low downforce. 160 miles an hour, 100-metre board, hard on the brakes, squirming to get the car slowed. Oh, and Felix Rosenqvist has miscued in the Team Sweden car. Got in too quick, he's lost 2 places already, 3 places, and more going 4, 5 spots. That was a very costly error. Control Michelin tyres for his championship, so everybody with the same options. Oh, fronts on the car, but then he stalls it as he drops the clutch. There's Richard Gonda. Gonda just in front of Balthazar as Melker is released from the pit lane. So now the team's working on a second stop. Team Sweden talking to Felix Rosenqvist, planning when they're going to come in. How to get the most out of the drive of the car and the tyres, how to avoid problems in traffic. Massive lock-up from Nigel Melker, straight through the chicane. And that's an error. That might cost him a position to Felix Rosenqvist. Rosenqvist at speed, takes the longer way round, but by he goes. Now Melker's plan, if it was to change rears, might have to change fronts instead. And Rosenqvist, a mistake at the chicane cost him ground. Somebody else's mistake at the chicane hands it back. Team Germany in third, everything cross in a performance racing garage and at Melker's garage. But it is going to be Felix Rosenqvist who runs away to the checkered flag. Victory for the Swede. What a weekend he is having here in Monza. Double race wins for Team Sweden and Felix Rosenqvist. That is massive for the Swede. 4th in race 1 at Navarra, 3rd, his only other point score up until this weekend in Navarra, and now he has won both races at Monza. As the FA1 season comes to an end, it's our first ever wet race, starting behind the safety car, led by Danny Kloss, Nigel Melker and Sergio Campana. The field release then, down to the Gert Timmer chicane. Danny Kloss, the race leader. Nigel Melker, our race 1 winner, right behind him. And in these slippery conditions, battle on for 3rd. Sergio Campana just ahead of Jeroen Mol. Can Mol see down the inside into turn 1 to make a move? He can't, he lunges in deep. On board with Nathaniel Berton, being very cautious. Craig Dolby's out on the AstroTurf in front of us, loses traction and a place. And they are squirming around. Dolby in the blue and yellow Sweden car trying to come back. Marco Barber drifts out very wide at the hairpin. So Danny Kloss, the man with the real whip hand here, he can see where he's going, and that's a huge advantage. Nigel Melker can a little bit. 3rd, Sergio Campana skating around. Then Jeroen Mol. Then 5th place, Richard Gonda. And Nathaniel Berton, a safe pair of hands in any weather, showing just how tricky these conditions are. Understeer, understeer, gripping finally. Oh, that's horrible stuff at De Bolt. Well, Nigel Melker wasting no time, pulling out of the spray, trying to have a long run down the fast back section of the track. And there is Nathaniel Berton under pressure from Craig Dolby as well, and Melker has made it around the outside. Ramsuk in the rain. Well, that is ballsy stuff. He has the lead over Danny Kloss. Wow, fantastic stuff from Nigel Melker. Reminding them to put their rear rain lights on if they haven't already. Richard Gonda on his own. And this weather really spreads the field out because visibility is at such a premium. If you can't see the track, you can't drive around it. Marco Barber chasing Sebastian Balthazar in the Team Germany car. Huge moment for Balthazar. Looks like Nigel Melker is finding plenty of grip in the race lead. Balthazar still squirming. Barber goes by him. Battle for third. Jeroen Mul in front of Sergio Campana. Oh, and someone's on the grub. That's Mul! Over the barriers he goes. I think he might be out of the race there. Dramatic stuff from Jeroen Mul. He's not the only one struggling for grip. Little less drama though for Gianmaria Gabbiani. Balthazar comes back out after his pit stop for Team Germany. And there's Jeroen Mul. Well, glad to see that he's okay, talking about his scary ride. Richard Gonda all over the runoff areas, down to the Gert Timmer chicane. And we saw Marco Barber trying to put in a move on Nathaniel Berton. On board now with the Spaniard. Oh, slippery, slippery. Local knowledge helped the Dutch drivers. On pit road now is our race leader. Again stops before the second place man Danny Kloss, and again Kloss will have to try and do a great in-lap to get advantage of some kind on Nigel Melker. Berton on pit road. Well, how is all this going to sort itself out in these weather conditions? Anything could happen. There's Kevin Claveros, the second of the Mexican cars. And there, Craig Dolby, fresh out of the pits. Lots of front-end bite now, got to try and use that. Off goes Nathaniel Berton. Grip just as hard to find on the pit apron as everywhere else. Team China car back out on track. And he comes back on in front of this battling group. So Nigel Melker came in from the lead. We'll have to wait and see what happens with Danny Kloss after the Spaniards pit stop in the Team GB entry, and again he comes in a lap later. And there is Richard Gonda right in front of a queue of cars now, and Melker, is he going to retake the lead? Kloss's team, he hasn't even got to them yet, so Melker will have the lead. Danny Kloss's MoMA team had a bit of a disaster in a pit stop yesterday, lost him a lot of time. Melker leads from Kloss and Campana, and Melker throwing the car around like he's an ice skater, sideways everywhere. Big smiles on the pit wall at Azerti, and Richard Gonda attacking now, looking to try and pick up another place. Driver from Slovakia out with any chance of winning the championship this weekend, but he's really made a great name for himself in this series. A young man that very few had heard of before the championship began, and he's really proved what a young racing talent he is. And again he attacks hard. He's looking for another pass, and again he's going to send it up the inside. Deep under braking, being very brave indeed, and I think he'll get through as a result. As the leader heads on to the last lap, the two Team Netherlands cars nose to tail. Bas Schouten. Will he go a lap down on Nigel Melker? Danny Kloss in second, Sergio Campana in third. And there is Richard Gonda. Well, looks like he's heading to sixth place. Danny Kloss in second position here. It's been a while since I've watched Danny Kloss at the wheel of a single-seater, and it's been a little bit too long. Nigel Melker, victory in race one, victory now in an unbelievably slippery race two. A dominating win, absolutely crushed the opposition. Nigel Melker sealing the FA1 title in fine style in Assen. Next up, the MW V6 pickups. The MW V6 pickups on the grid in Navarra. Bas Schouten on pole position, the Dutchman. And alongside him is the red bonnet of Carlos Alvarez from Spain. Rolling start as ever for the 25-minute encounter. Alvarez running very wide early on. Race leader kicking up the dust, Danny van Dongen. And he is in front of Mikel Ascona-Troyas with the roof stripes, Ewan Murray. Red bonnet, Carlos Alvarez from Alex Danielson. Then this battle, Bas Schouten, ahead of Jeremiah Wagner. The red and yellow of Francesc Gutierrez. So that's your top 8. Sliding off the corner, Denny van Dongen. Just 950 kilos, these cars. That's a very light road car weight. 325 brake horsepower gives them great drivability. Slipstreaming down the straight. Van Dongen, Troyas and Murray. Then Alvarez with Danielson behind him. Who's tucking out of the slipstream? Danielson looking for 4th from Carlos Alvarez. Behind our race leader, Danny van Dongen. Did he get through? Yes, he did. In the background, just saw a flash of Alex Danielson up to 4th place. 83 there, Mikel Ascona-Troyas. First weekend in the championship here in Navarra. Danny van Dongen, the race leader, 44 behind him. That's Ewan Murray. Won 2 races already this weekend. Alex Danielson in 3rd. Winner last time in Portimao, but not a winner here yet in Navarra. And van Dongen could stay away here. If the battle develops between 44 Murray and 23 Danielson, that will allow Danny van Dongen to keep his nose out of trouble. The question is, can he escape the 2 previous dominant race winners? What's happened to the number 8 machine? I wonder if that's a transmission issue. He's rolling very slowly, seems to have air in all the tyres. Well, that's the end of his race. A little easier to spot what's happened to Jeremiah Wagner. Looks like contact at the front. He's lost most of the front bodywork. Past the midway distance, Ewan Murray still applying pressure from 44 on number 4, our race leader Danny van Dongen. But Alex Danielson dropping back a little here, and that's going to allow the Irishman to really push on. Doesn't throw it up the inside there, but he's very close, really piling on the pressure. Oh, and a mistake by van Dongen. He's got to ignore the car behind, concentrate on his own line so he doesn't make a mistake, but he has! In too deep and through goes Ewan Murray. Van Dongen bounces over the curbs and that will lose him momentum, and through into 2nd place goes Alex Danielson. They both got him in 1 corner. Well, that's a tough break for Denny van Dongen, down to 3rd place. Ewan Murray the leader, Alex Danielson in 2nd. Van Dongen was watching his mirrors too much, and Murray knew it. He could tell from the way the Dutchman was driving. Last lap of the weekend, and Ewan Murray heading towards win number 3. Alex Danielson won't catch him. Bas Schouten's car heading back on a flatbed. There's Carlos Alvarez in 5th. And mistake by Van Dongen will let Mikel Troyas get very close, but no one's going to get close to Ewan Murray. He won race 1 and race 2, and he's going to win race 3 here. Victory for Murray. Alex Danielson in 2nd place. Danny van Dongen just hanging on to 3rd ahead of Mikel Ascona-Troyas. But it's triple victory for Ewan Murray. The Irish driver having a fantastic time in Spain as they headed away from the Iberian Peninsula races. The team responsible for running the MW V6 pickups, Bas Schouten Racing, changed the exhausts, more speed and even more noise as they head to the Nürburgring in Germany for our next encounter. Getting things underway with the first of our MW V6 pickup races. Poleman is Bas Schouten with the red and white bonnet. And then a great start from Danny van Dongen. He grabs the lead. Oh, and trouble further back. That's Andreas Gulden. Loops into a spin. Everybody avoids him. Tiny brush with the wall. He's got away with that. Looking back from Danny van Dongen, race leader. 2nd place with the orange bonnet. That was Ewan Murray. On board the 92 car, this is Frederik Jonkere. One of a group of Dutch and Belgian drivers from the Supercar Challenge who have joined in this weekend. Well, Danny van Dongen also racing in the Supercar Challenge. He is running away with this one. Jackie van der Ende in 2nd place. Ex-single-seater race And a battle further back, Priscilla Spelman with the red bonnet there. The black car's number 7, that's Len Reinbeck. And Spelman, first woman to be racing in this championship. There's Denny van Dongen. Well, he is pulling away fast, isn't he, already? Scouten, the poleman, got shuffled down the order. Van Dongen leaving them trailing in his wake. White car Will Wright ahead of Priscilla Spelman, 88, and Vard Slice. More Supercar Challenge drivers, regular rivals, on board with Pim van Riet. Yet another Supercar Challenge driver, and he's towing up behind Jan-Paul van Dongen. Down into the first corner, goes a long way around the outside. Will he hold on? No, not quite. Little bit of contact there. Rubbins racing, as they say. Jan-Paul van Dongen just keeping in front, but Van Riet, well, gesticulating. I don't know what he thought Van Dongen was going to do. Meanwhile, Ewan Murray just in front of number 8, Bas Scouten. Scouten, fastest man on his own in qualifying, didn't make the best of start. And the blue and yellow, new colours for the Swede, Alex Danielsson. Challenging for second, contact with Jackie van der Ende. Danielsson coaches this man, fellow Swede Will Wright, 37-year-old, new to these cars, new to the Nürburgring. Plenty to learn. Battle for second. So Jackie van der Ende, then Alex Danielsson. The Swede looks inside again. This time, can he get through? Van der Ende takes to the dirt, loses traction, but just about holds on. Gianmaria Gabbiani, 94, also racing in the Legends. Door open on Alex Danielsson's car. That'll be a distraction that he doesn't need. Ewan Murray right behind. Like Danielsson, he's got his national colours on. The orange, white and green of Ireland. And this three-way battle for second rages on with Van der Ende still in front. Recovering after his earlier spin, that's Andreas Gulden. Coming back up the order. Belgium's Frederik Jonckere, the Porsche Racing Enduro specialist, picks up a spot there under braking. And that's the way to do it. Second place, Jackie van der Ende, now a little on his own. And the reason why is right in front of us with Pim van Riet attacking Alex Danielsson. Danielsson has dropped out of that second place battle. So Pim van Riet up to third spot now, ahead of Alex Danielsson. All Danielsson's woes aren't over. That's Frederik Jonckere. He's gone by the Swede for fourth place as Denny van Dongen continues to lead this race. Danielsson trying to come back at Jonckere. Whoa, Pim van Riet with a big moment there at the hairpin. Through goes Frederik Jonckere in the 92 car. And that might give Alex Danielsson a chance, although Van Riet doesn't want to let him go, does he? Little bit of contact there in the S's. And through goes Danielsson. Game on for these three again. And Van Riet back up the inside. I think he's going to retake fourth place. He does from Danielsson. So that leaves Frederik Jonckere, who started in ninth place, now in third spot. And then Pim van Riet and Alex Danielsson. Hard Slice still in the middle of this battle. Priscilla Spelman in front of him. As we ride on board once more with the 90 car of Pim van Riet. Gianmaria Gabbiani all on his own there. On his own too is our race leader, but not Pim van Riet in the middle of this third place battle. Big mistake for him. Well, there is the race leader, Denny van Dongen, halfway round the final lap at the hairpin. Looking all the way through for the exit. No dramas in the mirrors for him. Priscilla Spelman, red and yellow, leads the battle for eighth. Last lap then for all these encounters. Checkered flag out, Denny van Dongen, the race winner at the Nürburgring. Comfortable margin of victory for him. And here's the battle for third behind Jackie van der Ende. It is going to be Frederik Jonckere just ahead of our cameraman Pim van Riet as the checker flies for them. Alex Danielsson behind in fifth place. Still all but impossible to pick a race winner in the MW V6 pickups, but Danny van Dongen looking very strong as the season heads to its finale at Assen. Danny van Dongen, the local man from the Netherlands, leading the standings. He's completed all the races bar one and already has nearly half a dozen wins under his belt. He's on the front row of the grid with Daniel de Jong. De Jong with the black nose. 25-minute race. And away they go. These NASCAR-style pickups, always difficult to handle on cold tyres. And at this time of the evening, That's going to be a problem for the drivers in the first lap or so. Van Dongen with the lead then, knows this track well. Right behind him, Daniel de Jong, two Dutch drivers showing the rest of the way. Third place is Joel Affolter, new to the trucks this weekend. On board with Johan Kraan, big pack behind, and the blue and yellow tail, that's Alex Danielsen. Missed 2 race weekends in the middle of the season, but otherwise he's been a race winner and would have been a championship contender. Daniel de Jong giving chase in second place. De Jong competed in the first race weekend of acceleration, and he's back for the last one. Oh, and knocked into a spin. Johan Kraan right in the middle of the pack. Clearly heard the contact from behind. Race leaders way out front now. Real pace being shown here by Denny Van Dongen. On board with the number 15 car, Bert de Hoos. In front of him, Joel Affolter. They're going 3 wide down the straight. And into Harbach come the leaders. The battle for third place rages on behind. Bert de Hoos with Erik Kvik still inside him. There he is, right beside us. And he's going to take third place back into the second and third right-handers here at Ossenbrücken. Then up to the hairpin at Strubben. And the exit here is vital, so going in deep on the inside is going to leave him in trouble, because as they head down the straight at Feenslang, there is a nice long group behind. Through the hugely high-speed Ramshoek up to the Gert Timmer chicane that ends the lap. That's always an overtaking opportunity. You have to be brave in Ramshoek to get the move done. And this is just about flat out. Danielsen piling on the pressure. Looking to get back onto the podium. Into the final corner then. And Danielsen with a really good run. All his single-seater expertise coming into play. A little contact. I think there's a bit of a tyre rub from the right rear corner of Erik Kvik's car, left rear corner even. Well, Bert de Hoos having a little look there to try and get through. Couldn't manage to do it, lost a place as well. But the blue and yellow Danielsen now up into third. Battle really raging though for the lead. Good thinking by Daniel de Jong. He's given his tyres a couple of laps to cool down. Now he's really piling on the pressure. Maybe Denny Van Dongen made a mistake around the back of the circuit, but whatever the reason, de Jong is all over him, almost pushing him through the corner. And into the pits comes the number 15, Bert de Hoos. So not sure what the problem is. Van Dongen under pressure now, nose on the inside. As we ride with Daniel de Jong, they're wheel to wheel. Down the Feenslang into Ruskenhoek. And still with the inside line. And that's where the road turns in his favour. So a change of lead for the first time. Here's Joel Affolter. Whoa, 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 big lock up and drifts out wide. Nice constant throttle, not too aggressive with the steering. Well down, escapes the gravel trap. And that was on one of the few slightly banked corners remaining here. On to the last lap come the leaders then. Daniel de Jong just in front of Denny Van Dongen, who is going to end up with victory here. Into the tightening right-hander at Ossenbrücken. Oh, and Van Dongen lunges to the inside into Strubben, the hairpin. Makes the pass, but has to get off the throttle. And here comes Daniel de Jong. Well, that dive up the inside momentarily left Van Dongen in front, but de Jong with a great run down the Feenslang. And into Ruskenhoek, the right-hander, down 2 gears and back into the lead. Well, they've still got half a lap to go. But you have to think that maybe Van Dongen's last opportunity will come at the Geert Timmer chicane, the final couple of corners on the circuit. This TT track at Assen has gone through so many changes over the years. The original bank corners have all but vanished. Curbs now and flat for MotoGP. Still really quick on this back section here, flying up towards the final corner. Alex Danielsen in third place. And the battle for the lead, for victory indeed, into the Geert Timmer chicane, controlled by Daniel de Jong. The checkered flag awaits, and he's right underneath it as he takes victory here. Well, that's a great win for the Dutch youngster, really used his head under great pressure. Danny Van Dongen's consistent speed guaranteed him the BMW V6 title. Now, let's hear from our three champions.
Yeah, you drive in Holland and you can win the championship, you know, so it's great. There are a lot of friends, family, and then you win 2 times on dry and on the wet, so for me it's amazing.
The race was very fun, but after 3 or 4 laps my water temperature was very high and I cannot push very hard, and I go some last 3 laps slowly, and that's why I lose 2 positions and I took 3rd place. But I'm happy because I'm a season champion with points.
Yeah, it's great, of course. You know, I had a good season. After Nürburgring I started winning. Then I found my setup, and yeah, I'm still winning today, so I'm happy with that. So that's a good feeling.
Congratulations to our champions and everyone who made Acceleration 14 so exciting. Until Acceleration 15, it's goodbye.